In this video, I'm going to do 3 time value money problems. One where we're going to find the present value, and I'm going to show you how to create a timeline using Excel, or how I want to see the timeline using Excel. In the second problem, we're going to figure out what the number of payments need to be by using Excel's GoldSeek and also showing that through a timeline. And in the third problem, we're going to figure out how long it's going to take to pay off a loan or a credit card bill, again using Excel, and I'll show it through a timeline. So in the first problem, we see that John just purchased a note that will pay $200 for 5 years, and then in the 5th year it will pay out $500, and I want to know what price is the note, or what is the value that he paid for the note. So first I'm going to create my timeline, which I'll do right here. I'm going to put in time, and I always start my timeline off at 0. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it will finish in the 5th year. The payments each year are $200. Now I'm going to go ahead and anchor that by hitting F4, and then I'm going to drag that across. And those are annual payments. There's also a final payment of $500 in the final year, so I'm just going to go ahead and reference that one there. And so the total payments is going to be the final plus the 200. Then I'm going to go ahead and copy that over. Now I'm going to calculate the present value, and that formula is the total payment divided by 1 plus the interest rate to the power of the time. Now notice here that my interest rate needs to be anchored, so I'm going to go ahead and hit F4 there, and then hit enter, and then I'm going to go ahead and copy that over. Now the present value for the price is just the summation of all the present values. And that's $1,347.25. Now I'd like to double check my work by using Excel's functions, and I can do that by using the let me back up here. So this is all I want to see for a timeline. I want to see the cash flows, and I want to see the present value of each of those cash flows, and I just need to see the final answer. It's always good to double check your work, and you can double check your work by using Excel's function. Here the rate is at 3%. The number of periods is 5. The payments is $200 with a final payment of $500, and I hit enter, and there's my answer. And I can make that positive by just putting a negative in front. Now let's go ahead and do the second problem here. Now here I want to figure out what my payments are going to be. So I'm going to set up everything just like I did before. I'm going to put time, build my timeline, start my timeline at 0. This time I'm going to go 0 plus 1, and that will give me 1, and I'll copy that across. And because it's always adding the prior sale, I'm going to have 5 here. Now I have my annual payments, which is actually what I'm trying to look for. I'm going to do equal. I'm going to put in what my annual payments should be, which I don't know yet. I'm going to hit F4. I'm going to go ahead and drag that across. Then I'm going to put in my final payment. That's the $500. I'm going to do my total cash payments. That's going to be the annual payment plus the final payment. I'm going to go ahead and copy that across. I'm going to go ahead and do the present value of each payment. That's the total payment divided by 1 plus the interest rate to the power of time. Again, I need to anchor that by hitting F4. I hit enter and I'll drag across, and this is the present value, PV of each payment. Then the price, again, is just going to be the summation of the present values. Now, one way I could do this is I could just pick a number at random and see if I'm below or above the value that I want, which is $1,347. So let's try $150. And I see that I'm below, so I'm going to go up maybe to $200. And I notice that I'm getting pretty close to the answer I want, or at least close enough. Now, there's another way I can do this by using Excel's GoldSeek. So I'm going to go to Data and go to What If Analysis. Under What If Analysis, you'll see GoldSeek. You go ahead and hit GoldSeek. What GoldSeek will do is I'll have it change this value in here until it equals some value that I want. So I want to set this cell right here, the $431, and I want it to be equal to my 1347.25, and I want to do that by changing the payments. And I'll go ahead and hit OK, and it runs, and it finally gives me an answer of $200. Now that I use GoldSeek to get that answer, I might want to double check that answer by using, and I'll put here, so that I know how I got that, I'll put used GoldSeek. But I'd like to double check that answer by using the payment function. And I'll hit equal PMT, and my rate is going to be 3%. My periods are going to be 5. My present value, which I need to put in as negative, is 1347. And I need to put my future value in, 500. And I hit enter. And lo and behold, I get $200. You don't have to do this. You should be doing it by using your calculator, and that answer should be verified by what you're getting in Excel. But since I'm not using my calculator, I'm double checking my work in Excel. In this third problem, we want to figure out how long is it going to take Kerry to pay off his credit card debt. We know that he has $1,347 $347 in debt. He's going to make an annual payment of $300, and his interest rate is 14%. So, he first starts and he borrows $1,347. At the end of that year, he'll have that amount plus any interest that would have accumulated over the year. So I'm going to take the $13,470 and I'm going to multiply that by the 14%. So after the first year, he's really going to have a balance of $1,535. However, he's going to make a payment of $300. That means that if he's making a $300 payment, $188 is going to be interest. The difference must be used to pay off the loan. So he's going to reduce the loan amount by $111. That means that his ending balance on that loan, or not the ending, but after he's made his payments, is going to be $1,235. Now again, next year, he's going to make an interest payment that is calculated by taking the amount that he owes times the interest, and that tells me that he has accumulated $173 in interest. He's going to have an ending loan balance, or a cumulative balance of $1,408. However, he's going to make an interest payment, or a payment, not an interest payment, a payment of $300. Now, again, the difference between what he pays and the interest that he accumulated is going to be the amount that he is going to reduce the loan balance. So he's going to make a $127 loan payment, or $127 will be used to reduce his loan balance. And I keep doing that each year until the loan balance is zero or negative. And so I go out 5 years, and I notice that he still has a loan balance of $610. I go out 7 years, I notice that he has a loan balance of $151. I go out 2 more years, and I notice that in the 8th year the loan balance is negative, so I know that he's paid off the full loan amount somewhere between the 7th and 8th year. So therefore the answer is going to be 8. Now I'm going to go ahead and double check this by using Excel. Again, this should be done using your calculators, but I always like to double check. So I'm going to go NPR, and I'm going to put in my rate of 14%, my payments of $300, and my present value of $1,347. I have no future value. I hit enter, and I notice that the answer is 7.55, which will give me an answer of 8.